there is a question that has echoed across the corridors of time. It has been whispered by mystics, guarded by sages, encoded in temples, and buried beneath the noise of modern thought. What is the true origin of reality? Is it matter? Is it energy? Is it time, space, or light? Or could it be something far more subtle, something invisible to the eye, yet infinitely more powerful? What if reality begins not with things, but with thought? This idea is not new. In fact, it is ancient. It is the first and highest of all Hermetic principles, the law of mentalism. All is mind. The universe is mental. This teaching, recorded in the sacred text of the Kybalion and known to initiates throughout history, is not metaphorical. It is literal. It is not symbolic poetry. It is the actual structure of existence. It means that everything you perceive, everything that exists, everything that has form, function, movement, or stillness, arises within the mind of the all. The stars, the galaxies, the cells in your body, your relationships, your desires, your fears, are not random events in a chaotic world. They are expressions of consciousness, woven together by an intelligent and living field that is thinking itself into form. And if this is true, and it is, then your entire life has not been happening to you. It has been happening through you, within you, and because of the thoughts you hold. But what kind of thoughts are we talking about? Not fleeting surface thoughts, not the passing chatter of the conscious mind, but the deep mental currents, the core vibrational patterns that flow beneath your awareness. These are the thought forms that shape your experience. The universe, then, is not a collection of objects. It is a manifestation of mind. Everything is thought, condensed into vibration. And vibration, when sustained, becomes form. What you call reality is not a fixed stage on which life plays out. It is a living, breathing matrix, constantly responding to the mental frequency you emit. And here's the secret they never taught you. You are not separate from this universal mind. You are not a bystander. You are not a victim. You are a co-creator, a spark of the same infinite intelligence that gave rise to the stars. Your thoughts are not idle. They are instructions to the field. They generate your emotions, your perceptions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. So when you look at your life, your health, your finances, your relationships, you are not seeing a reflection of truth. You are seeing a reflection of your beliefs, of the images and emotional blueprints stored in your subconscious. The law of mentalism reveals that the outer world is a projection of the inner world, not metaphorically, energetically, mechanistically, spiritually. It means that the mind is the matrix, and the matrix is programmable. But here's where it gets even deeper. Modern science, especially quantum physics, is now beginning to verify what ancient mystics have long known: that reality is not objective, that particles exist only as probabilities until observed, that the observer influences the observed, that consciousness is not a byproduct of matter, but perhaps the foundation of matter itself. What does this mean for you? It means that the way you think, the way you feel, the way you imagine, the frequency of your inner world shapes what becomes real. This is not New Age fantasy. This is quantum mechanics meeting ancient truth. This is the law of mentalism revealing itself again in modern language. Let's pause for a moment and go even deeper. Every thought you think emits a frequency. Every emotion you feel broadcasts a signal. Every belief you hold creates a pattern of resonance within your field. These signals do not stay inside your head. They move outward into the quantum field, the fabric of space-time, the infinite ocean of possibility. And the field responds, not to your words, but to your vibration. This is why you may want love, but keep attracting betrayal. This is why you may desire abundance, but live in scarcity. Because the field does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are, to what you believe and embody at the deepest level. And what you are is determined by your mind. But not just any mind. Your subconscious mind, the silent architect of your reality. Here is a truth that will change your life if you dare to accept it. You are not experiencing reality. You are experiencing the mirror of your own mental vibration. And that mirror is perfect. It will reflect back to you not what you think you want, but what you truly believe. Not what you hope for, but what you expect. Not what you affirm once a day, but what you embody every second. So when you change the mental image, when you shift the vibration, you change the projection. And that is the essence of mental alchemy. Not the transformation of lead into gold, but the transformation of thought into truth. The Hermetic masters knew this. They trained their minds like instruments. They aligned their thoughts with universal law. They became conscious architects of reality. And you can too, because the universal mind, the all, is not far away. It is within you. It is the source of your imagination, the root of your intuition, the ground of your being. When you focus your mind, you align with this source. When you silence the noise of fear and judgment, you access its wisdom. When you think with clarity, intention, and reverence, you activate its power. And that power is not force. It is coherence. It is resonance. It is the ability to hold a thought with such purity, such certainty, that the universe responds, not out of obligation, but out of alignment. You are not just here to react to life. You are here to generate it. To remember that thought is the origin of all form. That belief is the blueprint of experience. That mind is the master, and the world is its servant. This is the law of mentalism. The first key, the forgotten truth, the sacred whisper that awakens power. Now that you understand thought as the true substance of reality, let's go deeper into how this law actually works, not just in the cosmos, but in your personal, lived experience. Because mentalism is not just a cosmic concept, it is an energetic engine, a mechanism, a universal process that operates in you, through you, and around you, whether you're aware of it or not. It begins with an image. Every belief, every fear, every longing, you carry them as mental images. Some are conscious, most are hidden, but they live in you like blueprints, sending signals out into the field of creation. Let's say you hold a subconscious image of yourself as not enough. That image might have been imprinted when you were a child, by a parent, a teacher, a moment of rejection. You forget the event, but the image remains. And that image becomes your internal lens. You begin to see life through the filter of insufficiency. And what happens? You attract situations that confirm it, people that trigger it, jobs that undervalue you, partners that leave you. Not because you deserve it, but because your mind is recreating what it believes to be true. This is the law of mentalism in action. What you expect becomes what you experience, not because of magic, because of mental mechanics, because your inner world is not private. It is energetic, and it speaks to the field in the language of vibration. Every thought becomes an instruction. Every assumption becomes an algorithm. Every belief becomes a broadcast. This is why so many people repeat the same pain, the same patterns, the same emotional loops. They try to change their lives from the outside. They change cities, change partners, change jobs. But until the mental architecture changes, nothing truly changes. Because the world is not the cause, it is the effect. So how do you change the mind? You begin by seeing it, by becoming aware of the thoughts you think most often. And not just words, but the emotional tone behind them. Do your thoughts carry fear? Do they contract your body? Do they repeat stories of failure, separation, or lack? Or do they expand your chest? Do they open your vision? Do they invite wonder, clarity, and possibility? This is how you begin to reclaim your power, not through control, not through effort, but through awareness. You observe the thought, and then choose a new one. You feel the emotion, line and then shift its frequency. You recognize the pattern, and then break it with truth. This is the ancient practice of mental transmutation. The ability to raise the vibration of thought from lower to higher, from fear to love, from doubt to certainty. The Hermeticists taught that mind is both the prison and the key. If you believe in limitation, the universe will mirror it. If you believe in expansion, the universe will expand with you. And this is not merely psychological, it is energetic. The quantum field responds to coherence. It doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to clarity, to alignment, to the silent knowing that says, I am the thinker, I am the source, I am the dreamer of this life. Let this truth settle into your being. You do not live in the world. You live through the mind, and the world conforms to the patterns you hold. So when you hold a higher thought, when you contemplate your infinite nature, when you surrender your mind to divine intelligence, you become the portal through which the cosmos rearranges itself. This is why great sages could heal with thought, why mystics could influence weather, why masters could manifest food, guidance, and miracles in the middle of the desert. Because they understood that form follows frequency, and frequency follows thought. They trained the mind to stay aligned with the highest truth, that all is one, that all is mind, that what you see is not final, it is flexible. That what you feel is not permanent, it is programmable. Let's ground this now. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and begin your day not by rushing, not by reacting, not by scrolling, but by choosing your dominant thought. Let it be, I am the architect of my world. Or, my mind is sacred, my thoughts are commands. Then you walk through your day, same body, same circumstances, same environment, but your perception is different. You begin to notice opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You respond with grace where you once reacted with fear. You create space for clarity, and in that space, new timelines are born, because you're no longer living by default. You are living by design. You are applying the law of mentalism as it was meant to be applied, not as theory, but as embodiment. And the moment you do that, something magical happens. The field responds. People shift. Events realign. Resources appear. Not because you force them, but because you match the frequency of your new mental image. And the universe, true to its law, had no choice but to reflect that image back. This is not positive thinking. This is energetic command. This is what happens when the soul remembers. It was never a servant of matter. It was always the source. You are that source. You are that mind. You are the thought that became form. Let's now explore how this law operates, not only on the personal level, but on the collective level. Because if one mind shapes one reality, then a collective of minds, millions of people thinking, feeling, and believing in the same vibration, can shape the reality of an entire world. Look around you. The systems we live under, the values society holds, the wars that erupt, the technology we create, even the environmental crises we face. They are not random. They are the result of collective thought forms, sustained over time, reinforced by culture, media, fear, and repetition. A civilization that believes in separation will manifest systems of division. A world obsessed with control will generate hierarchies of power. A society that sees nature as an object will inevitably destroy it. Why? Because the outer world reflects the dominant frequency of the collective mind. And if we want to change the world, not just our personal lives, we must shift the mental blueprint of the collective. We must rewrite the thought forms of humanity. This is why your inner work matters. This is why healing your trauma, clearing your limiting beliefs, elevating your thoughts is not selfish. It is revolutionary. Because every time you transmute fears into clarity, every time you shift a belief from I can't to I am, every time you align your vibration with love instead of lack, you are helping to shift the collective mental field. You are broadcasting a new frequency into the ocean of consciousness that we all share. And that frequency becomes a signal. It becomes a possibility. It becomes a ripple that touches others. Some you will never meet. Some you were destined to awaken. You see, the law of mentalism is not passive. It is participatory. You are not here to wait for the world to awaken. You are here to be the awakening, to carry a new mental code, to hold a higher truth, to think thoughts that birth beauty, harmony, and expansion into this dimension. This is how timelines shift. This is how history bends, not with violence, but with vision, not with domination, but with frequency, not with noise, but with the silent power of a mind that remembers who it is. So let us return to the source. Let us imagine the very beginning, not the Big Bang, not a physical explosion, but a thought vibrating in the void. That first divine thought, so radiant and complete, contained within it the blueprint of every star, every song, every cell, every soul. That thought is still echoing. It is still unfolding. It is still dreaming. And it dreams through you, through your breath, through your perception, through your choices, through your willingness to remember that this life is not happening to you. It is arising from within you. So ask yourself now, what thoughts have I inherited that are not mine? What beliefs do I carry that are based on fear, not truth? What mental images am I projecting into the field each day? Because whether you know it or not, you are broadcasting. You are shaping the field. You are authoring your version of the universe with every silent assumption you hold. And once you become conscious of this, you are no longer a fragment floating in chaos. You become a node of intelligence, a luminous point in the matrix of creation, vibrating in coherence with the divine architecture of the all. This is the law. This is the return to source. This is the path of mastery, not through ego, but through awareness, not through control, but through surrender to higher mind, not through superstition, but through the knowing that mind is the mother of all form. So let your mind become clear. Let it become sacred again. Let it become the temple of creation it was always meant to be. Because in the end, it is not reality that needs to change. It is the mind through which reality is seen. And when that mind becomes still, when it becomes focused, illuminated, and aligned with truth, then the illusion dissolves, the distortion ends, and what remains is pure presence, pure thought, pure light. You are that light. You are the thought that birthed the stars. You are the mind dreaming itself awake. And you are remembering now. So let us pause and breathe. Let the truth settle into your bones. You are not just a person living a life. You are a point of awareness in a vast field of divine thought. You are a portal through which the infinite mind of the universe experiences itself. Every time you think a thought, you cast a ripple into eternity. Every time you choose clarity over chaos, presence over programming, love over fear, you align yourself with the original blueprint. You return to the source. And when enough of us do this, not in theory, but in silence, in depth, in vibration, we awaken the planet, not through ideology, not through revolution, but through resonance. The law of mentalism is the sacred reminder that everything begins and ends with consciousness. You are the seed. You are the soil. You are the gardener. So think with reverence. Think with precision. Think with love. because you are not just a dreamer. You are the dream, the dreamer, and the one who wakes. This is the power of thought. This is the truth of mentalism. This is your invitation to remember who and what you truly are. A creator, a mirror, a mind within the mind, a whisper of the Tao. Subscribe to Whispers of the Tao. Whispers that awaken power.